The Sultana Mahidevran, wife of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent and mother of his son Prince Mustafa, whose death shook the entire Ottoman Empire to its core. The people loved her and despised those who opposed her, yet she lived a lifetime of tragedy, moving from one loss to another, falling from the heights of comfort to the depths of hardship, and from her position as a powerful sultana to a destitute woman surviving on charity. We have decided, dear viewers, to dedicate this report to speaking about Sultana Mahidevran, the woman whose beauty was said to be beyond praise. But before we begin, we invite you to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and activate the notification bell. We also invite you to leave a comment on what do you think about Mahidevran Sultan's life. Mahidevran was born sometime between 1498 and 1500, and her name at birth was Malhurub Bahari. Much debate surrounds her origins, for both Ottoman and European records lack clear information about where she came from, leaving only theories and speculations. Many sources adopt the view that Mahidevran was a slave girl of unknown origin. Venetian contemporary sources, however, concluded she was of Circassian descent. But the opinion our channel adopts, without imposing it on anyone, is the one published in the Circassian genealogical blog, which asserts that Sultana Mahidevran was a Circassian princess from a minor ruling family. The blog presented numerous documents, including family trees and extensive details about her life, along with countless pieces of information about members of the Ottoman ruling family. For example, the blog published exclusive details that were later confirmed by researchers, and it also shared photographs and documents connected to Mahidevran's private life. According to that blog, Mahidevran belonged to a Circassian family. Her father was Haidar Mirza, and her mother was Menji Giray of the Giray dynasty. Mahidevran, then known as Malhurub Bahari, had several siblings, and one of her brothers later named his daughter after her. The girl was also called Malhurub. She had 3 sisters: Fatika Hatun, Akila Hatun, Balkis Hatun. The first tie between the Circassian family and the Ottoman dynasty came through the marriage of her sister Fatika Hatun to one of Selim I's viziers, Kirkuz Pasha. Fatika became known as Shahid Farhan. Later, Malhurub married Prince Suleiman and was given the name Mahidevran, meaning beauty beyond reproach. Mahidevran was, at most, 14 years old when she joined Suleiman's household, among 17 other women in his harem. There, she faced fierce rivalry from 2 concubines who bore children for Suleiman: the famous Gulfem, known in Arabic as Al-Kuft, and Falane, who gave birth to Sultana Fatma Noor and possibly Princess Mahmud. Mahidevran gave birth to her son Mustafa in 1515 in Manisa, where Suleiman was still serving as governor of the Sanjak. Mustafa was not Suleiman's first son. He already had 2 sons, Mahmud and Murad. When Sultan Selim I died in 1520, Suleiman became the ruler of the Ottoman Empire and moved with his entire household to Istanbul. During this period, a new concubine entered Suleiman's life and overturned the balance completely: the Russian Alexandra, later named Hurrem, who quickly took Suleiman's attention away from Mahidevran and the rest. Around that time, Suleiman lost his sons Mahmud and Murad to a smallpox outbreak in Istanbul. He was devastated, but soon rejoiced when Alexandra Harem gave birth to a son in 1521, their firstborn, Shehzade Mehmed. Although Mustafa Mahidevran's son was the eldest prince, the birth of Mehmed posed a serious threat to his position. Sources indicate that Suleiman maintained his relationship with Mahidevran. Bernardo Navagero recorded that the Sultan continued to summon her to his chambers until at least 1526. Mahidevran gave birth in 1525 to her daughter Sultana Razia, incorrectly portrayed in some dramas as the daughter of another concubine. Circassian sources claim that Mahidevran bore several children to Suleiman, but only Mustafa and Razia are well documented. In the early years of Suleiman's reign, Hurrem bore him several children, intensifying the rivalry between the two women. The Valid Sultan, Aisha Hafsa, played a crucial role in restraining the conflict between Mahidevran and Hurrem. The book, The Unknown State, notes that her death disturbed the balance, allowing Hurrem to gain full control over the harem. Mahidevran left the palace after the infamous altercation between her and Hurrem. It is said that Mahidevran once saw Hurrem sitting joyfully among the concubines, and she attacked her, shouting, "You bold creature! Do you truly think you can take my place? Do you really believe you can surpass me? I will send you back to the Russian hell you came from." She grabbed Hurrem by the hair, threw her to the ground, and assaulted her with blows. This reckless act led to Mahidevran's dismissal from the palace under legal pretext, and she was sent to the Sanjak with her son Mustafa. Thus, Mahidevran returned to Manisa, accompanied by her sister Shahid Faran. Meanwhile, Hurrem was unchallenged, doing everything in her power to secure Suleiman's devotion. Their love story was not a myth. Dozens of letters attest to the depth of their mutual affection. Hurrem then began plotting the downfall of Grand Vizier Ibrahim Pasha and succeeded, after which her full attention turned to eliminating Prince Mustafa, the strongest contender for the throne. One ambassador wrote that everywhere he went in the empire, people praised Prince Mustafa and his mother. The public despised Hurrem and her children. While Hurrem worked tirelessly to destroy Mustafa, Mahidevran fought with all her strength to protect him. She married him to Circassian women and prevented any concubine from entering his quarters, as shown in the dramas. Historians agree that Hurrem allied with Rustam Pasha to bring down Mustafa. Rustam fabricated evidence, forged the prince's seal, and finally presented proof of Mustafa's treason to Suleiman. Suleiman executed his own son. And with that, Mahidevran lost the dearest soul in her life. The Circassian blog shared this image portraying the moment she was informed of her son's death in his father's tent. Mahidevran sitting in shock, her grandson crying in her arms. The woman speaking to the soldier is her sister Shahid Faran. Behind her stand Mustafa's wife and his daughter Nergis Shah. Another image shows the soldiers returning to take the young prince, delivering yet another blow to Mahidevran. According to this source, Suleiman did not stop at killing Mustafa and his son. He also executed Mustafa Beytu, Mahidevran's brother, who accompanied her. Her sister, Balkis Hatun, was imprisoned after sending a letter cursing the Sultan, declaring she wished for the Russian woman's children to drown in blood. Balkis was forbidden from leaving her house until she died. After Mustafa's execution, numerous rebellions erupted in the empire. Suleiman dismissed Rustam Pasha temporarily to calm public outrage. But the most famous uprising was the false Mustafa rebellion, in which a man resembling Mustafa claimed he was the true prince. Mahidevran was accused of funding this revolt. As a result, she was stripped of all her possessions and lived in absolute poverty for 13 years, until Suleiman's death. She fell into severe misery and was reportedly unable even to pay her rent. When Sultan Selim II ascended the throne, his advisors urged him to show kindness to Mahidevran. He did so, allocating her enough to live her final days with dignity. Mahidevran lived to at least 81 years old, dying in 1581, 28 years after Mustafa's execution. She was buried in Bursa, beside her son. Mahidevran lived long enough to witness the deaths of Suleiman, his wives, and all his children. The last surviving child of Suleiman, Miramah, died 3 years before Mahidevran, as if fate willed that this woman should outlive all those who shared that tumultuous era with her. Dear viewers, this brings us to the end of this video. Consider supporting me so that I can continue posting these reports. We hope it has been to your liking, and we will see you in upcoming reports. Farewell.